Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today is another Treasure Talk day and I have come to you with the People's Choice topic. So today's topic is a topic that one of my viewers has suggested and I am privileged enough to discuss this today. So I have named this video, how do I improve my decision making? I'm going to keep watching here because my Bible's right over this side. So sorry if I keep looking at that side. So my baseline scripture comes from Psalm 32 verse 8 and it says, I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will console you with my eyes upon you. I will teach you and instruct you the way you should go. And that's the part that I want to deliberate on. Making decisions in your life is all dependent on God. We do not live our lives for ourselves, but we live for God and Christ. And I know that this world affects our decision making because this part of the world, being the Western world, is very fast paced. And because it's so fast paced, we tend to be conformed by this tempo of being in a haste daily, being in a rush to make decisions, being in a rush to reach our goals within a certain time span, and that is not of God. God's tempo and God's timing is the best, and it's nothing like the time and tempo this world is conforming us to. So how can you make the right decisions? Well, the only way you can make the right decisions as a Christian is by seeking God and total submission of yourself to Him. If we submit ourselves to Him totally, we would then realize that God will guide us and confirm to us what type of decisions to make when we get to those crossroads. God is our guide, God is our helper, God is our strength, God is our knowledge. And putting Him aside and taking what the world is giving us will always make us fall. So I'm going to give you an analogy, and please don't think that that is how we should see God, but it's just an analogy so you would understand what I'm trying to say. As a blind person, if I want to go out, even though I know my other senses are quite strong, that doesn't give me the strength or doesn't give me the right to go outside by myself without my guide dog, because I know my guide dog is there to keep me from harm, and my guide dog has all the resources and all the knowledge that I need at this time. So being in this world, we need to know that we need our guide dog. We are blind, and with Christ we can see. Because the same way with a blind person, when they are with their guide dogs, they feel that they can see because they are looking through their guide dogs to see the world. So that's how we are as well. We as Christians can't live on our own understanding or lead our lives by our own knowledge, because our knowledge is nothing in God's eyes. And Proverbs 3:5-6 says that, and I would like to read that. And it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. Why? Because your understanding is nothing to God. In all ways acknowledge Him and He will make your path straight. So when you acknowledge Him, when you seek His confirmation in your life, your path will be straight. You will be prone to errors. In life, yes, you have to make errors. But if we look at the errors that we have made, we will realize that we did not submit totally to Christ. We did not seek God in our decision making, and that's how we made those errors. There are things that we also call errors that are not errors. They were there to strengthen us. They were there to encourage us. They were there to advise us and teach us that because of certain things, this is what the repercussions are if you do those things. So not everything that we see as error are errors, but everything that we go through and everything that happens to us is necessary. And I keep saying that everything that we do and everything that we go through is necessary, especially our trials and tribulations. Those are pregnant with glory. So if you haven't seen the video that I posted 2 weeks ago, that's what it's all about. So please go over to the next video to see that. But as I was saying, with our guide dog, who is Christ in this analogy, he strengthens our senses and he strengthens what we know already. Because now that we have given God our total submission, now that we are looking up to Christ as our example, things that we have that are a weakness to us now becomes our strength. Things that we do not have at all are now given to us. So if you were someone that was really weak in confidence, once you continuously pray to God and give your total self to him, he now strengthens your confidence. He now gives you the power to be determined. You have the power now to stand up to people that you normally couldn't do. You now can speak to people in public, even though you couldn't do that before because you were very shy. God now comes and strengthens a lot of our characteristics that was really weak. So God is here to strengthen us. When your peers now forces you to do certain things, God will speak so loud. You will hear his voice so loud, like a ringing bell, that this way that you're going is not for you. This is not what I've planned for you. Same with your family. Family can give you advice that are not for you. In their ways, in their mindset, it is for you, but it's not for you because God hasn't planned that in your life. And again, because you have given total submission and you have put God first, you will know in an instant when somebody is advising you, or when somebody is taking you somewhere, or when somebody is pushing you into something that it's not of God. So I just want to tell you to rejoice in God's hope, rejoice in your faith, because sometimes Christians go through a lot, and we sometimes doubt whether God is actually there because he can become silent. And God is silent because we are chaotic. When we are chaotic, when we are surrounded by a mess, we can't hear God. But when we are at peace, when we meet him in our sanctuary, and I always say create your sanctuary with God. When you are in your sanctuary, you will hear him. And if your relationship with God is strong, if your relationship with God is solid, he uses everything to speak to you, to confirm to you what to do next, which steps to take and which step not to take. So the whole secret behind making the right decisions is by totally submitting yourself to Christ and making him your number one. You will get confirmation as to what steps to take. You will hear his voice as to what decisions to make in your life. And don't worry so much about the external factors, because most of the time when God is at work within you, everybody around you only sees you doing weird stuff or doing things that are beyond their imagination, and it's to them is wrong, but God himself will prove to them that he was leading you, and you will be victorious in whatever you are doing. So success is your portion if you allow God to be your number one and your guide. Success is your name if you allow God to speak to you and you are sensitive to his word. And excellence will be the name tag that will be given to you because you have allowed God to use you in your day-to-day activities. See you next time in the next Treasure Talk video, and it will definitely be another video that is chosen by a viewer. Bye.